Hello, hello. It's been a fair amount of time since my last time recording one of these. I kind of just got distracted. I re-downloaded Genshin Impact around the time of 3-ish weeks ago, and I've just been playing it a ton. Uh, I think I logged like 190 hours in the span of 3 weeks, which yeah, that'll happen when you don't really work much at your job and your current class in school's easy, but whatever, I had fun. Another thing I had fun with was Chaos Draft. Uh, I've been a bit busy. You might notice a drastic difference from last time to this time, and that's there's a lot different thumbnails now for these Chaos Draft lists. But don't worry, I still have the finale ones right here. And let's just agree to ignore these for now. Pretend you don't see them. I still have to record all these, but if all things are going as they should be, then as of recording this tomorrow, um, we should do the finale for season 2, and I'll be able to have that ready, and then I just gotta go through all these and upload them. Uh, Today, we'll be showing off the finale of season 1. I'm going to show it off in reverse order, because it kind of ended with a whimper rather than a bang. So, the final match we'll be showing will be this Dragon Ruler list I built. The second match we will show is this Crusadia Orcus build that I did. And the first match we will show is the one that was actually the finale, which was Gladbeast. I really badly wanted to try and get this to work. I tried so hard to pull a Giselle, but I couldn't. So I'm like, I'll work with what I got, but what I got wasn't enough. So let's get to showing. Ignore all of this. None of this matters. Okay, so we're gonna go to game 3. So this is the Gladbeast deck. There was a kind of combo for it, but at the same time, not really. I threw in my imperms that I had. Good lord, the game speed is high. I threw in my imperm that I had, thinking it might help. I'm like, okay, well, I can True Nade to bounce back the back row. Got this Laquari, we can go punch. Laquari, shuffle back, we'll just get Augustus. Augustus summon this. This is mandatory. It's like, ah, crap. I'm like, well, I have a 3100 Augustus. Raigeki. It's like, oh. Oh well. It's like, well, I'm in a pretty bad predicament. It's like, oh, this field spell could maybe do something for me, so let's try it. Yeah, that kind of just seals my fate. And the Brilliant Fusion really just hammers it home. Dandelion, Codebreaker, get back the damage, or the hat, whatever it is. Make Phoenix, pop my back row, draw a card, banish, get the free special, summon the free special, and this is just game. Or, I guess it's not game, but I was essentially put into a game state. So I conceded. On to the next one. This one, once again, not good. I'm like, okay, well, maybe we can try and do the going first combo. I didn't draw the 3 ofs that I needed to draw in order to do the going first combo, so we just gotta pass. My opponent went Gofu, Barricade Borg, Pitch to get that engraved, to get the card. Normal summon Goblinberg, special Unizombie, make Phoenix, Phoenix pop the Unknown, and draw a card. That summon itself, make the Banshee, Banshee for Candle, Candle summon itself, make Avermax, free summon, make Borrel. It's like, dog, I can't beat this. This was when I banned Nightmare Phoenix. It was a card that really I wanted to ban for the longest time, but if you remember the ban list we had before, which I should have right here, I had to ban, the evil cards before I could ban any, like, archetypal strategy cards. Because, wow, looking at the cards I banned, it's like these 2 first bans were, like, bans that only would have happened early on. and then every other card that I banned from that point on was like, I gotta do this for the health of the game bans. But that was the Glad Beast deck. The Glad Beast deck was by far the weakest of the strategies I brought to the finale. Um, I was thinking, like, surely the combo I have can work. And, like, to be fair, it does work sometimes. The combo is just Gladiator Beast comeback and then two Glad Beasts that are different types. And then you use them to make Darius. And then Darius summons back a Glad Beast from Grave. And if my opponent has something, which I would make them go first, I would be able to summon Darius from deck. Darius can revive from grave, and then I can link them off for a Boral Sword. Or I could link them off for a Dragassus that I managed to pull towards the end, which was nice. And then, actually do Gladiator Beast stuff. And then, if not that, there were some lines that could get into Domitianus, or go into Claudius, which is pretty cool because it would let me get a Glad Beast from my deck, or let me summon out the Domitianus during my opponent's turn. But it just never got to see my 3 of, unfortunately. Onward to the next one. The next one was this Gladiator Beast full Orcus Crusadia full Orcus combo. So, during all my Crusadia pulls, I never once got an Equimax, or an Avramax, so I had to use them in a way that was used a lot during Progression Playoffs, for those of you who watched them, which was, they give you 2 monsters with different names, which gives you a Nightmare monster, which gives you Nightmare Mermaid, to summon Orcus Nightmare from deck. So, because of my 2 Magius, they essentially functioned, instead of using my other 1-card Nightmare Engine stuff, like Clock Wyvern or the Trickstar that summons itself after it's used, this would give me a follow-up plan where I could go Magius, or like normal summon something, make Magius, special something to the Magius zone, Magius search Draco, and then I could then go into Regulex, special the Draco to the Regulex zone, Regulex trigger, Draco trigger, get back whatever my first card was, or whatever other card I would need still, and Regulex could get me Crusadia Crawler or Crusadia Vanguard, and then I could go for the Orcus stuff, because you don't get locked until you do Orcus Nightmare, and you will get a free link arrow to point to, so you can summon a Crusadia, so Crusadia Vanguard's turned on. But other than that, yeah, it's a kind of standard Orcus list. Unfortunately, I never pulled the Brass Bombard, which meant I didn't get to play my own Borreload Savage. If I had it, I would have, but it just didn't come to be. This was one of the more competent lists, I think. Test hands for this one were often pretty nice. And in the side deck, we threw in Lib, the World Key Blade Master, because she is a non-targeting shuffle, which is a way to out Avramax, although she can only be link summoned under certain circumstances. And Akashic Magician in the side deck, in case the deck my friend was using could turbo out Avramax. We could go 2 Crusadias to make Spatha, and then so same thing for Magius, but instead with Regulex. And all we need is, I think it's 3 names. Just any 3 Crusadia names can get it to work. And then Spatha shuffle or move the monster from my zone, or not, actually. It was, no. It was normal, special, the link, special to the zone, then make her, and then I just needed to get 2 monsters on field that weren't using her to make Akashic, although she does require monsters of the same type, so it's a lot worse than I thought. But theoretically speaking, you could make Akashic Magician that's linked to Spatha. Spatha then can trigger and move Akashic Magician to the other EMZ where Avramax is and bounce Avramax back. Didn't really need to do that, because I also made sure to put in the Borreload. Excuse me, I just choked up there. I put in the Borreload to make sure I had an easier out for it, too, as along with Long Girsu being an out and Ding Girsu. Let's get to that one. So, we're going first, and pretty nice hand. Normally this is in here to get Arma Knight, but Crusadia Arborea is also a warrior, funnily enough. So, hey, it's another Crusadia name. So we normal her to get some protection, go Magius, Leonis to the Magius Stone to get Draco, then make these into Cerberus, that into Unicorn or Mermaid to pitch his Harporer I drew. He doesn't really know how to play against Orcust. I guess he wasn't playing during that time. I can't remember when he said he stopped playing. But at this point in time, I would still kind of talk him through plays, and I was saying, like, you can banish a Harporer, and I can't use Harporer, but I am going to summon another Orcust with this that can just send Harporer again. He's like, oh, okay, well, I'll still do this. So I summon the Nightmare. I didn't need to summon Nightmare to that zone. I don't know why I did. But now I'll get the Draco on there. It's just a free guy that's going to recycle a material. Get back to Arborea. Go Nightmare, target Galatea. Send a copy of Harp again. Harp, summon Symbol. Galatea, shuffle back. I wanted the counter trap. Man, excuse me, I'm sorry today. Link these two into Longirsu. Shuffle back. Then Symbol Skeleton for Galatea, so now I have both of them. And then make Dingirsu attached. So now my board has protection from stuff like Raigeki. I have the Omni Negate that banishes, and then if he does get rid of my stuff on follow-up, I can just revive the Ding. So he goes Pot of Greed. I'm like, I want to keep you off resources. He goes Mathematician, dump Nimble Angler, and yes, this is him playing Sprite. I forgot to mention, for these final matches, we did pick 3 decks, and then we did 3 matches when it doesn't matter. It wasn't like a best of 3, we just did 3 matches with 3 of the decks we had. So these 3 decks were all decks I kind of unveiled at the end of this one. I had tried Glad Beast before, but I wanted to see if I can get it to work. I had been building Orcust this whole time. I just couldn't get the pieces until the very end. And then the Dragon Ruler one, I had kept that hidden the whole time. That one's a thing of beauty. There's a reason why. It was the first one we did, but it's the last one I'm showing. His sprite list was pretty nice. I don't know if I showed it off in the ban list. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it during those portions when I did. But I had to ban Totally Awesome because it's like, I'm fine with you doing sprite stuff. I just don't want you having the negate that steals my cards. And I had said, had I not needed to ban some other things, I probably would have hit, like, if we had kept going instead of just going for the finale when we did, I probably would have hit, a sprite name. Not Blue or Jet. I was gonna hit Carrot, I think, because it's just like, spell traps don't necessarily always equal removal, sometimes they equal combo starter, and sometimes there's something like Polymerization. And just a, you don't get to do that card on an archetype is like, yeah, it's a rinky-dink little card, but like, if you're getting to it every time, I kind of want to get rid of that. It's like, I'll let you still play it, you just can't have that negate up. Because, I mean, that's what the draft ban list is. So he goes, Gigantic, summon the swap, send Ronin, swap to hand, swap, pitch another Angler, so, dump swap, summon the last Beaver, Exceed or link with these. I told he was supposed to like put it here in one of these zones, but so he can keep his Gigantic, but it's whatever. So he goes Sprite Elf, revive swap, send a swap, overlay for Phantom Knight's Cursed Javelin to negate my Dingirsu, so now my board doesn't have destruction protection of if a card you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach 1 material from this card instead. So now I don't have that. Ronin Totem summon back, make Mannequin Cat, target my Nightmare Cerberus. And I was like, oh, why did you summon Nightmare Cerberus? You could have summoned something like Nightmare Mermaid. Or I guess Nightmare Mermaid would have been nice, but like, you could have summoned Magius, who had 100, and then target that because it's a light. But I forgot, he's completely locked into using level 2s because of Gigantic. And I am too. So he goes Mannequin Cat, target my Ding to get the Sprite Blue. Then the Sprite Blue to get the Sprite Red. Overlays for a second Gigantic, so he's bigger. That way you can just punch over the long Girsu, punch over the Cerberus, Ronin again, summon itself back, link off. He linked off the Mannequin Cat, and I was like, oh, you should have linked off the Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin instead, because Mannequin Cat triggers if I summon anything. And he's like, oh, I thought it was only with her effects. Like, yeah, no, Mannequin Cat triggers as long as a monster is special to my field. So he's like, oh, noted. Ronin Toon again, and then Sprite Red with 1 back row pass. We draw another Crusadia name. I just immediately link these off for SP because I'm not going to be able to wipe the board clean, but I can at least do this to bait out the back row. It's Dynamicious. I'm like, that's worth it. So I SP to get rid of IP to force IP. IP then makes the Avramax using the extra deck monsters. And now it's just out Avramax and a negate. So I go Arborea for Magius, then Leonis, Magius to search, get Draco, go into Regulix, Draco to get back resource, Regulix to get from deck. And this also is a roundabout way of searching me an out to Avramax. So if I can't out Avramax on the first turn, summoning this to a link point adds a World Legacy card, and I play the World Legacy trap card that non-targeting sends a link to grave. So he banished Symbol Skeleton, which Dark blocks me. He chooses to negate that, because I was going to get back Ding Girsu and start popping off. So I link into a second Regulex to free up the zone, and Special Crusadia Crawler. Now, if you might be wondering, why didn't you go attack Sprite Red? I wasn't allowed to, because Crusadia Avramax says that only he can be targeted for attacks, and he can't be targeted by card effects. So I summon the Crusadia Crawler, Regulex 1, Crawler 2. He doesn't have a negate for it, so now I have my Avramax out on board. He has to kill me right now, or I have a guaranteed out for Avramax. And I get to draw, or I get to search Crusadia Vanguard, so for even more follow-up. This is just more deck thinning, if anything. So, I choose to banish Arborea to keep my Regulex safe. Alright, he wanted to get rid of Crusadia Crawler, but I choose to banish the Arborea to keep Crusadia Crawler safe, rather. Because normal summoning anything here will get me Borreload, which outs the Avramax. So we normal Harpour, which gives us Borreload Savage Dragon, and so I can steal his Avramax, and then punch over him for 3 Crave. I set both these and summon the Crown, and even though Avramax, I believe, would trigger there, he decided, yeah, I can't deal with this, you kind of broke my board, because that's what happens with Sprite. Sprite builds a board, and if you can deal with it, they don't really have a way to kind of claw back from the ashes. On to game 2. Drag this on down. So he's going first this time. Goes Beaver for Angler. Make Gigantic. Gigantic for blue. Blue for red. Make Elf. Elf, bring back Angler. Summon Carrot. Make Pit Knight early. Go red. Set to pass. I draw. I get into my other copy of Orcus Nightmare, so I'm like, now I'm turbo bricked. So we normal Arborea and make Magius. He goes Elf before I can chain anything, so he can go Pit Knight early in response to Elf to negate my Magius. He goes Sprite Blue, get Carrot. Like, okay, so I go Crusadia Reclusia to pop itself in a back row. Honestly, I should have gone Reclusia to pop Magius in a back row, but oh well. He decides to negate. I link into Regulex, go for Leonis, gets Lost Winded on the Regulex, link into Cerberus, so I can discard an Orcus Nightmare and get rid of Sprite Red, but he has Baldrake for my Orcus Engrave. So I make Nightmare Mermaid, use Draco to get back a resource, because I started with Arborea, make Regulex again, then make Magius, make Arborea, Magius, search for Maximus, make Spatha, summon the Maximus, Spatha effect move it, make Trisbana, and I conceded. Here's where, if I had Equimax, I'd be super chill, because I would just, instead of making Trisvaena there, I could make Equimax, and then I'm pointing to the Baldrake, so I can go punch the Sprite Elf. He still has Lost Wind to negate it afterwards, and I don't have anything to stop that, but, you know, it would have given me something I could have done at least. On to the finale, or the final of Game 2. In this one, I go first. Because I lost the previous one, so I got to choose. Pretty okay going first hand. Once again, hate to see Orcus Nightmare in hand, but hey, I play two of them for a reason. The Leonis for Magius, Draco, and Magius. Get back Leonis, search the Arborea. Use these two for Regulix. Arborea, summon, get Crusadia Crawler to make sure I have an Avermax out as soon as possible. Then Cerberus for Mermaid, pitch to the Nightmare. Then link into Galatea. Nightmare banish, I actually send World Wand this time so I get Nightmare back in rotation. So World Wand, banish, get Nightmare back on field. So now I'm gonna have two Nightmare. Because I believe I could tell that he had a Bystial because he was, play kept being passed back to him. Shuffle it back, I choose the field spell instead this time. Activate field spell, summon out World Crown, make Long Girsu, and then set Crusader Crawler pass. He banishes my Galatea to make Baldrake, but honestly that works out really well for me, because now that's put another card here, which means Longirsu is turned online as soon as I banish Orcus Nightmare. So he goes Battle Phase, I do Crusadia Crawler right now, Crusadia Crawler to get me another copy of World Crown, and you might be wondering why the heck I'm doing this. I'm really putting him on, he needs to resolve an extra deck monster to win. So what I'm gonna do is, I search out the copy of World Crown now, I let him kill my World Crown, he goes Nimble Beaver, and in response to Nimble Beaver, I'm going to go Orcus Nightmare, send World One, because World One has an effect when sent to the grave to summon a World Legacy monster from hand. So my guy's a bit bigger now, and then I get to summon the crown, and it's like he didn't even go battle phase at all. So I made him waste his battle phase to get rid of my negate, and, you know, now I've got stuff. And if he can't put anything in these two zones, because the second he puts something in these two zones, then I can immediately shuffle back the two cards that I have banished, including my Galatea, to send it non-targeting. And if he links something and has it pointing to anything, I can, once again, send it. So he goes Carrot, and Pixies, makes the Dark Charmer Gloomy, and the Phantom Knight's Cursed Javelin. Before he can revive anything from my graveyard, I choose to do this now, to shuffle back and get rid of the Dark, which won't trigger the Dark. And he can negate me, but he already went Battle Phase. So yeah, that was Game 3. Again, the Orcus deck was much better, by just a long shot, than the Glad Beast deck. It had so many outs placed in it exactly for Avermax, because that was like the only card I was really worried about, was Avermax. The staples were obviously strong too, but, you know, Avermax is the card that he's usually turboing, at least from what I've seen in previous matches. And yeah, I'm like, it just had all my really good stuff I've been building up. I got my own Unchained Abomination ages ago, and this is the first deck that can really well make it and use it well. And then I've had Nightmare Mermaid for a bit. I've just needed some more. I needed Symbol Skeleton. I got one Symbol Skeleton. I'm like, okay, the deck's now playable. And then when I opened the final packs of the season, I got a second one. I'm like, let's go. This is even better now. I think for what I was able to get for my options, this was probably the best of what I could have built for this deck. Obviously, from this getting done, Magius actually took a ban instead of the Orcus stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay. So Magius ban means that playing Crusadia is a bit risky now. He was actually, to spoiler alert, play it in Chaos Draft Season 2, although he never does. He has like 3 Magius, but he never gets a payoff for it. Or, I don't know yet. Maybe he'll show it up at the finale tomorrow. But the Magius getting banned makes sense. Crusadia is a lot worse if you don't have the one card, or the one link one. it becomes like how playoffs did, where they just kept making Regulex, and it just wasn't good. Oh, I forgot. I pulled Time Tearing Morganite, and this is the only deck I have that can play it, because it doesn't have any effects that activate in the hand, except for World Lance, which I could always just take out. On to the finale, which was actually the first one we did. This Dragon Ruler deck was insane to me. I had been just grinding my Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy pulls so long. I knew I could use them in little things, but I needed to get everything to come together at the last moment. I had been building Tenpai stuff just as, like, there's nothing better to take from this thing. I'll just take the Tenpai stuff because it's, like, a bunch of one-ofs. So, this deck, I wanted it to be no light darks, with the exception of Destrudo, because Destrudo is a one-card level 7 synchro. So just Destrudo plus any of the babies, or a low-level guy, is any, or it's either of these guys. Plus he's just link material for the cost of half my life. So, like, whatever. The original idea of this deck was going to be try and do Agripane to cheat out Starving Venom Wing Dragon, who I pulled him back during my Predaplant times, but I never had a Clear Wing monster because it wasn't until this final draft, I think, that I managed to get a monster that requires exactly Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. So I was able to draft a copy of Clear Wing because it required that to summon. Other cards I got that made this thing much better than I thought. Galaxy Tomahawk in any Dragon Ruler is, with links allowed, is obviously a necessity. Herratic Seals of the Heavenly Spears just nichely can come up sometimes. I got Red Eye's Flare Metal, can't be killed by card effects, burns my opponent, pretty nice. I'm playing Odd Eyes Absolute because it's a 7-star Xyz I can make, and I mean, hey, it is kind of just a worse Utopia, so sure. And then we're playing Poseidra, the Abyss. I was playing the, let me check it. Mermail. I was playing the other, I guess it's Atlantean, actually. There it is. Abyssrite. I pulled her, and I was playing her because she's 2 level 7 waters. So it's like, oh, if I just get both of my titles, then I can make her. And I'm like, that's a really hard thing to sell on. I'd rather just spend 3 7s to make this. But he is just send any water from hand or deck, non-targeting bounce 3 cards. Pretty nice to me. So this deck was by far the best one I had. In testing, the board it ended on was a protected by card effect destruction and kaiju protected Boral Shroud that could, at start of battle phase, summon Boral Load or Boral Sword, which is just big damage. And then in testing, I also ended on Eclipse, Dragon Ruler, Catastrophes, which is just a Spell Trap Omni. Pretty nice, or a Spell Trap Negate. And then follow-up is insane, because, you know, it's Dragon Ruler. And then I had 2 copies of Super Rejuvenation, so it's just, like, tons of card draw. And you might be looking at this like, okay, so I see this, what about the Regenesis stuff? So I had been trying to build it for so long, and I only got these numbers of them. I had 2 Code, 2 Warrior, 1 Archfiend, 1 Dragon. So I ultimately decided, yes, I want to play these. I was going to try and force Horus. Because even though I banned the continuous spell for Horus, I did have Walls of the Imperial Tomb, and I had Happy and Horus the Black Flame Dragon. It was too bricky, I couldn't get it to work consistently enough, and so I ultimately decided to cut it. Instead, for Regenesis Dragon, which is both a wind and a dragon, and because it's a wind dragon, Banishing Tempest can search this. Regenesis Warrior, which is a 7, that's a fire, so I can pitch it for the Burner or banish it for Blaster, and it's a 7, so I can use it for material. And then Archfiend, I was perfectly fine with playing Archfiend, actually. I was kind of always going to, because Archfiend can get me Code, and Code can just, at the end of my turn, oh yeah, let me just summon another Regenesis card, and then I can banish Archfiend, because it's an Earth, for Redox. And then Code says, during the main phase that it's in the grave, except the turn was sit there, target a banished Regenesis, summon it. And then Regenesis Archfiend can add from banishment too. So I can just keep recycling the same Code and Archfiend over and over again. as like an infinite advantage loop until I have all my Regenesis cards. We also have obviously the Tenpais in here. I didn't think about it until I think the last couple test hands and then during the actual game, but the Tenpais, if I banish Blaster, then Blaster triggers, I could just search a Tenpai, and a lot of times I didn't need to use my normal, so that was just great. Mecha Vanabeast Tetherwolf in here is like a playoffs kind of tech card. I remember Joseph using this during, I believe it was the finale, and then also during the episode that he had his copy of the Mecha Vanabeast rank 7, where it's just, you normal summon it, it becomes level 7, and you overlay it with a Dragon Ruler. We also have Heavenly Zephyr, which is a wind dragon target off Tempest that can summon itself from my hand if my opponent summons a monster from extra deck with 2k or more. And then if that happens, I can target it and make it so it can't be activated, which is just a kind of nichely useful thing. Plus it's got 2600, and it's a level 7. Final card in here that might be seen as like a is Burning Dragon, which is an 8-star, but it is a Fire Dragon, which is searchable off Blaster, which means I can off Blaster have a searchable way to Heavy Storm. Pretty nice. Let's get into what I believe to be the best matches, the most fun matches we had of Chaos Draft Season 1. The flip deck I loved, but this game was crazy fun. Pause this, turn that game speed down. So, I believe he's going first. He feels invincible. Goes Cash Unicorn Pass. I'm like, ah. And a reminder, this is when we started, so none of the cards that you saw banned were banned yet. But yeah, it's like, okay, Cash Unicorn Pass, I can deal with that. Drawn to the second Reactant, it's like, okay. We'll go Reactant, pitch the Tempest for Redox. He decides to banish, and he hits my Galaxy Tomahawk. So no Galaxy Tomahawk combo this time, but that's okay. We go Tempest, banish the Blaster in hand, and the Reactant in grave. Blaster trigger, search me a copy of Pydra. We go Special Summon Regenesis Warrior, normal Pydra, Pydra for Kaiman, or for summoning rather, summoning effect, grab Chandra, and pitch the Heavy Storm. Chandra summon itself, overlay these two for Eclipse. Eclipse target the Pebbles to summon out another copy of Redox, shuffle back the Pebbles, and this is just kind of game. So we go 200 over, he has Astrograph, I'm like, ooh, that might actually protect him. So I go Pydra effect before attacking, and I use specifically Pydra to have the effect to summon Bident, then Bident triggers to summon Chandra back. Then Bident attacks over for 100, and I use Chandra to summon Baby Burner, because it summons a level 4 lower Fire Dragon, so I can summon Burner from the deck. Then swing for 1,015, then use Chandra now to synchro into Clearwing Synchro Dragon, deal 25, deal 16, deal 25. That was game. Awesome! That did exactly what I wanted it to, and I didn't even need to have to do, like, I didn't have to do the combo. I just did Dragon Ruler stuff, and it was so fun. And this will be the final match, or the final game of today's video. We are going second once more, but at least it looks like we're going to be invincible this time. So, Photon Thrasher, normal summon Skullcrobat Joker. Yep, this is him playing his Pendulums. His Pendulum stuff was crazy. Search Harmonizing, overlay for Beyond the Pendulum. Beyond the Pendulum, get Kieran. Like, Jesus. And then go Scale Astrograph, Scale Archfiend Eccentric, summon Kieran and Harmonizing, and Skullcrobat. Harmonizing effect, summon from deck, then link off to make Codebreaker, then link those to make Overload with a negate, and set. I draw once again to the second Reactant, just like the first game, huh? Go Raigeki to force the Omni. I'm like, yep, perfect for me, because now I can go Pot of Greed. And we draw into Blaster and the third Reactant. I was like, are you kidding me, man, when I had this happen to me. We go Reactant, pitch Blaster, summon out Redox. Then Tempest, banish the Blaster and the Reactant. Blaster again, but this time to search Burning Dragon. The other reason I'm playing Burning Dragon, it's got 2500 attack, which means I could reveal Burning Dragon for Regenesis Archfiend's effect to summon itself. He goes Kieran effect immediately to bounce Regenesis Archfiend, so I don't get to keep it on board. But it's like too late, I already have Code now. So now I go Burning Dragon, and I don't even need to activate Code. I could just use Code, or Burning Dragon effect, to threaten blowing up all the back row. So he lost wins the Burning Dragon. I'm like, okay, fine by me. So we normal summon this copy of Reactin, go Hieratic Seals, he sets back the Lost Wind. Oops. Overlay these two into Galaxy Tomahawk. Galaxy Tomahawk, summon a bunch of materials. Then we link 2 of them for IP, and then another 2 for Space Insulator, and then all 3 of these into Boral Shroud Dragon. Go Reactin, banish the Archfiend in hand. We're gonna get to do it, and a copy of Pebbles in hand. Summon himself. He's just an extra body that I can put to defense too. So we get Boral Shroud effect once while face up on the field at the start of the battle phase. Summon a Link 4 or lower Boral Link. So I just got to cheat out Boral Sword. Cool. So go Boral Sword. We're gonna change Reactin to defense. We're gonna send that Savage Dragon down by a ton. But he takes no damage this turn. It's like, ah, that's unfortunate. What's doing that? Galaxy Tomahawk. I'm like, ah, whoopsie. So Codebreaker comes back. Lost Wind immediately gets done on Hieratic Seal, so I just do it to banish this Codebreaker, because it doesn't go to hand. Hieratic Seal gets me Regenesis Dragon, and I choose to Regenesis Dragon away the low scale in hopes that that can kind of seal the deal. Plus Regenesis Dragon comes back. He top decks Skullcrobat Joker, it's like, ah, darn it. Gets another low scale, pens back the Kieran that I knew about, and then the Skullcrobat Joker from the extra. Links these for Dark, but thankfully, I don't have many good options for him. It's like I got Space Insulator and IP, so I guess he can use IP for something. So, he gets IP, links it into his own Space Insulator, and makes Avramax. Then he uses Archfiend Eccentric to pop his own pen scale to use that effect to pop my Boral Sword, because it can't be killed by battle. Goes Battle Phase, does 3k over my Boral Shroud, and at this time I was thinking, okay, as long as I can revive Boral Sword outs this, because I believe that the way that the chain would resolve is that it would be in my favor. No, Boral Sword would reduce Avramax to 15, and Boral Sword would go up to 45, and then during damage calc, Avramax would go up to be 3,000 over. So Avramax would go up to, I believe, 6k, because he would gain 45, which means I would be taking damage still. And then I don't die by that battle. It's like, oh, I'll just attack again. His is once per battle, mine's once per turn, so it doesn't matter. So I'm like, oh, I guess that means I need to make a 7. By the way, you see this Cheng Ying here. This was not supposed to be Cheng Ying. I threw Cheng Ying in here at the time because like I do have some 3-star tuners, so like sure. But this was supposed to be Boral Load. If I had that, I just summon out every Dragon Ruler that I have. Like I'm gonna get Regenesis Dragon back during end phase. It's like, okay, cool. Summon Tempest, use Code to summon Archfiend. I get to search Warrior, summon that, and then link 4 for the Boral Load Steel. But instead we have to do something a bit different. Dragon comes back to my hand. So does Redox. I'm like, okay, I can just use Redox effect to revive, but I think about the turn a bit more. So you go Reactin, pitch Redox for Redox. Then Tempest, banish the Boral Shroud that I can't use anymore, and Galaxy Tomahawk. Then Redox, banish the Seals and a Pebbles. Overlay all 3 of these for Poseidra Abyss to out the Avramax by sending a copy of Title. And then this is what sealed the deal for what he was banning, because he's always wanted to ban it. I go Code for Archfiend, Archfiend for Code, then Summon Dragon, Summon Warrior. This is just mega lethal. This is, like, so Ah, this deck was so powerful. I'm so proud of myself for building it over the course of this. Um, Far and away, this was my strongest chaos deck, or chaos draft deck that I had ever built. Uh, it was definitely the most fun to play. I'm so glad I got to do this. I'm just so glad I said yes. I got to do this because someone random said, "Yo," in like the Omega Discord was like, "Yo, does someone want to do a chaos draft series, or just like do a chaos draft thing?" And I was like, I don't have anyone to play Yu-Gi-Oh with. Sure, I'll give it a shot. God, I'm glad I gave it a shot. Oh, it was so worth it. This has been very fun, and as you can see, got a whole lot more coming towards you soon. So hopefully I can get these recorded soon, get them uploaded, and things will be pretty nice. Until then, I will be seeing you. Peace.